Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Vande Gurupada Dvandvam Vanmanaschita Gocharam Shvetarakta Prabhabhinam Shiva Shaktyatmakam Bharam. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shantam Padmasanastam Shashidharamukutam Panchavaktram Trinetram Shulam Vajram Chakadkam Parasumabhayadam Dakshabhage Vahantam Nagam Pasham Chaghantam Varadamaryuktam Cham Kusham Vamabhage Nanalam Karayuktam Spatikamanibham Parvatisham Namami. Vande Shambhumumapatim Suragaram Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Panagabhushanam Mrigadaram Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashankha Bhaini Nayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradham Vande Shivam Shankaram. Idanim aham vadhami Lokaha samasta sukhino bhavantu kalyanamastu. Shiv Shivratri, or should I say Shiv Mahashivratri, although it's not night yet here in my country, it's the day of Mahashivratri, and I'm making a video for the audience on YouTube anywhere in the world, trying to share something of Shiv Bhakti. And specifically last night I attempted to write a pleasing Sanskrit Sloka, Sanskrit verse in Shardula Vikridita chant. So I'll chant it, and you can hear the Sanskrit. There's an English translation, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about it. Maybe I'll chant the Sloka a few times to try and so you can contemplate it. And before I say anything else, I'd like to beg forgiveness and tolerance for any oversights in the Sanskrit Vyakaran, the grammar, or the chand. I don't think that I attempted to put it in Shardula Vikridita, and I can kind of chant it in a tune which goes with that. So that's right. Suya Shwarma Sajastata Sagurava Shadula Vikriditam Nidvandvo Rudra Shuddhananda Mridaya Tam Yajnanayakaha Sattvam Gopa Madurantaka Paraparayana Mahamunihi Shantam Sarvaraya Jrava Esha Sudhanva Namah Shivaya Trana Nanila Griva Vanna Nayaka Suraguru Namo Astu. King of Truth, the sweet one who brings pralaya, who is the last refuge and resort, who is wholly devoted, a great sage and the final end or aim of other sages, unto that Rudra who is beyond all duality, who is pure bliss and the Lord of sacrifice, we pray, make us happy. Desiring to please He who is and brings the river of peace, who has an excellent bow, Namah Shivaya. Let my salutations be to that blue-throated one, the hero of the forest and of desire. May he give unto us protection. I'll chant the Sanskrit again. Nirdvandvo rudra shuddhananda mridaya tam yagyanayakaha sattvam gopa madurantaka paraparayana mahamunihi shantam sarvaraya shrava esha sudhanva namah shivaya tranana nilagriva vannanayaka suraguru namo astu. So, Shardula Vikridita. Shardula means preeminent, which in English has some double meaning, because it means best or foremost or first, but preeminent can also mean impudent in a way, which is one of the qualities described of Shiva. Is actually, it can be this cheeky thing. So yeah, maybe it's I want to remain humble and say that maybe I'm like a fool rushing in to try and write these shlokas. But the other part of Shardula, Vikridita, so it's playful. So it's just my little Mahashivratri playful offering to Shiva and to all of you. So Nirdvandvo is the beyond all duality, and I'm not really going to go into trying to talk about Advaita Vedanta too deeply. I'm just a beginner. I don't understand it all in that way, but my focus is more on Shiv Bhakti. There is the Nirguna Brahman, Para-Brahman. Everyone agrees Shiva is the Para-Brahman, and is beyond all duality. But it's not to say that he doesn't have a Saguna form, and that's the desire of Shiv Bhakti, and the sort of focus of this verse. It's a prayer. It's just a prayer, basically, to Shiva. Pick with different. It's mostly just names of Shiva. There's a couple of phrases like Shrava Esha, desiring to please, and at the end Namo Astu, let my salutations or my prostrations, genuflections, obeisances go unto that Rudra. But generally it's lots of names, and these came from chanting and reading Sri Rudram and Shiva Sahasranam from the Rudra Yamala Tantra, the Rudra Yamala Tantra version. So while listening to that, I remembered wrote down some of these names, and these three ones that end in Aka, Yajnanayakaha, Madhurantakaha, and Vananayakaha. They're quite interesting. I wanted to put those three in. They're kind of like the Tripundra of this shloka. So Yajnanayaka means Lord of Sacrifice. Nayaka means hero or heroine if it's in the feminine. Madhurantaka is quite a scary word, because it means god of death. And Shiva, in the English translation, I translated it as who brings the pralaya. But Madhura is the sweet. So in another sense, it could be misinterpreted to be he who brings the end of sweetness, but it's he who brings the sweet end, the sweet culmination of life in the form of liberation. And Vananayaka is the hero of the forest, because Shiva is Rudra in the Yo Rudra Yo Agno Ya Oshadishu. Yo Vishvabhuvana Vivesha Tasmai Rudraya Namo Astu. I'm not sure if I got that quite right, but he's in the forest. But Vanana also means desire, so he's the lord of desires, and people pray to Shiva for so many desires. Here we're praying for protection. I wondered if I was just wondering if I should change that from protection, from trana, protection, to devotion, because many people ask Shiva for worldly benefits, pleasures, protections, wealth, health, fame, and I think that it's okay to ask for that, but really we should be asking for devotion, for bhakti, and for self-realization, and for the eternal benefit. But this Madhurantaka is quite deep, that he brings the pralaya, because there are so many troubles of the world. People are generally quite, I don't want to upset anyone, but a lot of people are quite worldly minded. They're absorbed in mass media. The television is absorbing us, and these things are going on in the world. But in that principle of thinking globally and acting locally, in your sort of inner local zone 0 factor of your mind, we can all meditate and pray to Shiva for peace. But the point of pralaya is that it always goes on. Hinduism, Bhagavad Dharma, it means that the cycle, samsara, is endless. So the real goal is to get out of that cycle altogether, rather than trying to fix overtly, externally, all the problems of the world, which we should do also, but we should do that with the consciousness of the Supreme. And that's one aspect of Shiva when he was present. He's always present, but he created this Shiv Gotra. In India, people have different gotras and some stratification of society, but Shiva said we're all one gotra. It became known as Shiv Gotra, but it's just the fact that it's a kind of humanistic outlook. Shiva religion is quite humanistic in many ways, that we say there's no borders, we're all one planet, we're all one earth, one people, one God, is monism. But at the same time there's different forms of God, there's different forms, and we have here, there's that phrase heard so many times, Ananta Rupam. So the devotees of Krishna, the devotees of Shiva, all the other religions, we should unite in a spirit of interfaith, or not even interfaith, go one step further and go to multi-faith, that it's okay for different people. And the fascinating thing with Shiva is that he never excluded even the demons. He's the lord of the ghosts, the bhutas. He's quite universal. And it's Shantam, peace. Om, let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Sattvam, goodness, truth. Shuddha, Shuddhananda, pure bliss. Parayana, the essence. Sudhanva, the bow, because usually Shiva's described with the Trishul, the trident, in the Shantam Padmasanastam Shasidharamakutam Panchavaktram Trinetram Shulham Vajram Chakadgam. He has the Trishul, but originally in the old Ved, in the Rudram especially, is the prayers Dhanvane, prayers to his bow. And there's lots of symbology you can go into. And then The Panchakshari mantra actually featured, the 5-syllabled Namah Shivaya features in this shloka that we've written. So to that end, I'll read from the Shiva Purana the section called The Greatness of the 5-syllabled mantra, which is found in the Vayavya Samhita, chapter 13. The goddess said, O great Lord, how are your devotees liberated in the defiled period of Kali, invincible and untransgressible, when the world is enveloped by the darkness of sin, when people are averse to the practice of holy rites, when the legitimate activities of different castes and stages in life have declined, when great danger is imminent, when the question of the rights of the people is involved in doubts, when deviation from duty is certain, when the continuity of spiritual instructions is broken, and when the order of preceptors and disciples has disappeared. Lord Shiva said, Men of the Kali age are liberated when their souls are purified by devotion after resorting to my pleasing mantra of 5 syllables, i.e. Namah Shivaya. My 5-syllabled mantra affords protection from the fear of worldly existence to those whose minds are inclined towards me, although they may be of distorted outlook, greedy, deceitful, ruthless, ungrateful, and defiled by unimaginable and inexpressible faults, mental, verbal, and physical. O Goddess, often I have promised that in this world even a fallen man may become liberated through this mantra if he happens to be my devotee. The goddess said, If a fallen man does not deserve holy rites in any respect, the rites performed by him are conducive to hell, then how can the fallen man be liberated through this mantra? Lord Shiva said, O good woman, what you have said is true. Now listen to what has been a great guarded secret hitherto. Yes, surely if the fallen man under delusion were to worship me with other mantras, excluding the 5-syllabled one, he is sure to fall into hell. Persons who live on water or air, and those whose bodies are emaciated due to holy rites, do not attain my region through those holy rites. But he who worships me even once with devotion, repeating the 5-syllabled mantra, attains my region through the weightiness of this mantra alone. Hence, penances, sacrifices, observances, and holy rites are not equal to even a croreth part of the worship with the 5-syllabled mantra. Means 1,000th part, sort of. Indeed, he who worships me with the 5-syllabled mantra becomes liberated if he is in bondage. He who worships me even once with the 5-syllabled mantra, with or without the Rudra mantra, is liberated, even if he is a fallen or a foolish man. O Goddess, he who worships me with the 6-syllabled or with the 5-syllabled mantra, with the Vedic mantra as its ancillary, with devotion to me, is liberated. A fallen man or one not fallen can worship with this mantra. My devotee who has conquered anger may or may not be one who has attained me. One who has attained me is 1,000,000,000 times superior to one who has not attained. Hence one should try to attain me by worshipping me with this mantra. He who worships me with this mantra, being equipped with friendship and other attributes with devotion and celibacy, attains similarity to me. Of what avail is much talk? The devotees are authorized in my 5-syllabled mantra, which is the most excellent one. It is the efficacy of the 5-syllabled mantra whereby the worlds, the Vedas, the sages, the eternal virtues, the entire universe and the gods stand steady. At the advent of dissolution, when the mobile and immobile beings perish, pralaya, everything becomes merged in its cause. O Goddess, I am the only one staying then. There is no second one anywhere. Then all the Vedas, scriptures, etc. are stationed in the 5-syllabled mantra. Protected by my Shakti, they do not perish. The creation is evolved out of me differently through the Prakriti and the Atman. Then comes a subsidiary dissolution of the forms and attributes. Then Lord Narayan assumes the physical body of Maya and lies on the serpent couch in the midst of the water. The 5-faced Lord Brahma, born of his umbilical lotus, becomes desirous of creating the 3 worlds, but having none to assist him, he becomes incapable. Hence he creates at the outset the 10 sages of unmeasured splendor, his mental sons. In order to enhance their achievement, Brahma said to me, O great Lord, please bestow the power on my sons. Thus requested by him, I, who had assumed 5 faces, mentioned the 5 syllables to the lotus-born one. Accepting them with his 5 faces, the grandfather of the worlds understood me as the great Lord, the expressive of great meaning. After understanding the process of its application in accordance with the rules, the patriarch who achieved the mantra imparted it along with its meaning to his sons in the exact manner. After securing the excellent mantra from him, they desired to propitiate me along the way indicated by him. There is a mountain, Mujavat, on the beautiful peak of Meru. It is my favorite resort, ever glorious and always guarded by my devotees. Eager to create the world, they performed penance there for 1,000 years, according to the calculation of the gods, taking in only air. On seeing their devotion, I appeared before them immediately and explained to them all the details, viz. The sage, Mita, Kilaka, Bija Shakti, Deity, Nyasa, the 6 ancillaries, the limits of the quarters and their application. The aim was to multiply creation through the sages. Thenceforth, as a result of the efficacy of the mantra, the sages, reinforced by austerities, are performing the creation of the gods, asuras, and human beings in a splendid way. Now I mention the form of this great mantra. The word Nama shall be uttered at first. It should be followed by the word Shivaya. This 5-syllabled law is present in all Upanishads. It is eternal as well as the seed of all living beings. It is the goddess, my own expression, coming out of my mouth at first. The goddess, having the splendor of molten gold, plump lifted up breasts, 4 arms, 3 aries, and the crescent moon as the crest jewel. Her hands are as tender as lotuses. She is gentle with the gestures of boon and protection. She is possessed of all characteristics. She is bedecked in ornaments. She is seated on a white lotus. Her tresses are blue and curly. She has 5 colors with beaming discs, viz. Yellow, black, smoky, golden, and red. If they are separately worshipped, they shall be adorned with Bindu and Nada. Bindu is in the form of the semicircular moon. Nada is in the form of the flame of the lamp. O excellent-faced lady, the bija of this mantra is ranked as the 2nd among the well-known bijas. The bija of the 4th begins with a long vowel. The 5th one is mentioned as Shakti. O good-faced lady, the sage of this mantra is Vamadev. The Mita is Pankti, the deity, I am myself. The several individual sages of the letters, O good lady, Gautam, Atri, Vishvamitra, Angiras, and Bharadvaj. The Mitas severally are Gayatri, Anushtup, Trishtup, Brihati, and Virat. The deities severally are Indra, Rudra, Vishnu, Brahma, and Skanda. As their places, my faces, beginning with the one in the east and ending with the one above, are taken. They are identified with the letters Na, etc. in order. The 1st, 2nd, and the 4th letters are Udatta. The 5th is Sfarita, and the 3rd is Anudatta. This mantra is otherwise called Mula Vidya, Shivam, Shaiva Sutra, and 5 syllabled. This Shaiva mantra is my great heart. It's my great heart. The letter Na is the head, Ma the tuft, Shi the armor, Va the eye, Ya the missile, and at the end of each letter shall be uttered Nama Swaha Vasat Hum Voshat Fat. There too the same is the Mula mantra with a slight difference. The 5th Vana is bedecked by the 12th vowel, Ha, or the Visarga. The devotee shall worship me with japa, homa, etc. mentally, verbally and physically through this mantra. Let it be in accordance with their intellect, injunction in the scripture, time, inclination, capacity, wealth and their taste. O Goddess, my worship will lead to salvation whenever, wherever and by whomsoever it may be done, if it is with devotion. O good woman, whatever is done unto me by one whose mind is attached to me, whether in the proper order or in the reverse order, is dear and is auspicious to me. I have made certain rules governing my devotees, who are not unduly helpless in regard to all sacred scriptures. There at the outset I shall explain the procedure of practicing the mantra, without which the japa is futile and with which it is fruitful. With which it is fruitful. So that was the greatness of the 5-syllabled mantra. The next chapter is the glory of the 5-syllabled mantra, and Shiva talks more about how to chant, saying how to chant the japa. Well, I'm not going to read that. I thought it was interesting the related point of Pralaya. Shiva's saying he stays behind when the universe withdraws into itself in this eternal cycle of Shrishti and Pralaya, creation and dissolution. Shiva stays behind, but the point which we can take hope and solace in and from is that the universe is created again. There's the tattva of, or the siddhanta of Narayan and the creation of the universe, which is quite which is transcendental. And so Kali Yuga will end, Satya Yuga will come again. There will be another golden age, and there will be many other dark ages and many other golden ages and many other Treta Yugas and Dwapara Yugas together. And in each Yuga, in the Bhagavad Gita it says each age the form of the Lord comes in each age to the earth and in all the universes. There's all this, each age he appears. Shiva in Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga with Ram, and Dwapara Yuga Krishna, and Kali Yuga with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although the actual Yuga avatar is the holy name, is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's a subject for a different video. This is the focus today is on Shiva because it's Shiva's day. Spatika Shiva, he's pure as crystal. Kapaura Gauram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendraharam, Sadavasantam Hridayharavinde Bhavam Bhavani Saitam Namami. But I'll finish with another reading from the Shiva Purana. This is Upamanyu's advice to Lord Krishna. I'll read this and then I'll end the video. Upamanyu's advice to Lord Krishna. Upamanyu said, O Krishna, listen. This universe of the mobile and immobile beings is pervaded by the Murtyatmans of Lord Shiva, the great Atman. Shiva presides over all these by means of his own Murtis. His Atman is incomprehensible. This is said by the sages. These shall be known as his Murtis, whereby this universe is pervaded, viz. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Maheshana and Sadashiva. There are other bodies as well, called Pancha Brahmans. There is nothing which is not pervaded by those bodies. The famous Pancha Brahmans, the bodies of the Lord, are Ishana, Purusha, Aghora, Vamadev and Sadyojata. The greatest first Murti, Ishana, presides over the individual soul, the enjoyer of Prakriti. The Murti of Shiva, the Lord having embodied forms named Tat Purusha, presides over the unmanifest, which is worthy of being enjoyed, and which is in the form of the support of the gunas. The highly venerable Murti Aghora of the trident-bearing Lord presides over the principle of cosmic intellect consisting of 8 parts of Dharma, etc. Persons who know the Agamas call the Murti Vamadev as the presiding deity of ego. The intelligent men say that the Murti Sadyojata of Shiva, of unmeasured splendor, is the presiding deity of the mind. Scholars understand that the Murti Ishana is the presiding deity of the ear, speech, sound and the all-pervasive ether. Experts of the Puranas understand that the Murti Tat Purusha is the presiding deity of the skin, hand, touch and vayu. The wise understand that the Murti Aghora is the presiding deity of the eye, leg, colour and fire. The devotees understand that the Murti Vamadev is the presiding deity of the tongue, anus, taste and the waters. They say that the Murti Sadyojata is the presiding deity of the nose, sexual organ, smell and the earth. The 5 Murtis of the Lord, the sole causes of prosperity, shall be assiduously saluted by men seeking Shreyas. The universe consists of 8 Murtis of the primordial Lord of the gods, wherein lies stretched the universe as the gems and beads in the string. These famous 8 Murtis are Sharva, Bhava, Rudra, Ugra, Bhima, Pashupati, Ishana and Mahadev. The earth, waters, fire, wind, ether, Kshatrajna, the sun and the moon are presided over by the 8 Murtis, Shava, etc. of the Lord. This is the conclusion of the scripture that the Murti of Sharva in the form of the earth upholds the universe consisting of the mobile and immobile beings. The Murti of Pava, the great Atman, in the form of water enlivens the universe. The Murti of Rudra, having terrible form, is stationed all over the universe internally and externally, and it consists of fire. The Murti of Ugra, in the form of the wind, throbs itself and sustains everything and makes everything throb. The Murti of Bhima is in the form of the ether. It splits the elements. It is all pervasive and gives space to everything. The Murti of Pashupati is the presiding deity of the Atmans, immanent in the souls and splitting the binding cords of the Pashus. The Murti of Mahesh, named Ishana, otherwise called the sun, illuminates the universe and moves about in the firmament. The Murti of Mahadev is the cause of the moon, who delights and nourishes the universe with his nectarian rays. The 8th Murti of the Supreme Lord Shiva is the Atman. It pervades all the Murtis. Hence the universe has Shiva as its Atman. Just as the branches are nourished by watering the roots of the tree, so also by the worship of Shiva, his body, the universe is nourished. The propitiation of Shiva bestows protection, blessing, and renders help unto all. As the father is delighted at the pleasure of his sons and grandsons, so also Shiva is pleased at the pleasure of all. There is no doubt if any embodied soul is curbed, it is a displeasing injury committed on the eight-bodied Lord. With pious emotions, worship Shiva, who presides over the universe in the form of Ashtamurti Rudra, the great cause. Om Namah Shivaya. So I'll just end by reading the little verse that I wrote again. Suya Shwayar Masajasthatha Sagurava Shadula Vikriditam Nidvandvo Rudra Shuddhananda Mridaya Tam Yagyanayakaha Sattvam Gopamadorantaka Paraparayana Mahamunihi Shantam Sarvaraya Shrava Esha Sudhanva Namah Shivaya Trana Nilagriva Vanna Nayaka Suraguru Namo Astu Om